Hello, and welcome to a slime video. Today I'm going to be showing you some slimes that I got from my very first slime shop. Before this, I only bought slimes in store from like Walmart and Hobby Lobby for only $5 to $7. But these are the first time I've bought like real, official, professional slime shop slimes. And they are from a brand called OG Slime. They are very well reviewed and a decently popular slime shop. I did look into a few slime shops, and some of the popular ones were actually poorly reviewed. For example, there was one called Peachy BBs that I heard used to be good, but their quality dropped. And out of all the ones I looked at, OG was the most promising. And I have used these slimes already. I couldn't wait to open them because I was just too excited about getting my first like real good slimes. But I will be giving you a little review of them. And the first one is Lavenfluff. As you can guess, it is lavender scented. I actually hate the smell of lavender, but I got this one because it's just a beautiful color. The smell was a little bit strong, but you do get used to it after you've smelled it enough. So I didn't mind too much, but there were other smells, they're just in other colors. There's a hair in it, sorry, I have cats. Okay. And this is a clay slime. Sorry if my camera keeps going out of focus. And it is a very nice slime to play with. I would say that it is a great slime for beginners. Most clay slimes probably are, but this one is like particularly soft. And you can really squeeze it. I love squeezing it between my fingers. It feels so good. Like, it feels like fluffy, creamy, kind of like foam. And, oh, that was a rare occurrence. My nails are textured, they pop out, so they might get wrapped around the slime a bit. But normally, when I don't have nails that pop out of my fingers, when you squeeze it and pull your hand back, there's no residue. I'm saying that, but there's residue. There normally isn't residue, I swear. I think it's my nails, and also I have played with it a few times. It might need maybe some activator or softener, I'm not sure. I'm still trying to learn when to use activator and softener, but this one is really good for beginners because it's really easy to pull. You can be kind of quick with your pulls and it still doesn't snap, which is not usually how slime works. Like, see, I can pull pretty quickly and it won't snap. And I'm using a lot of force. You can't see it, but I am using a lot of force trying to get it to snap. There we go, it did a little bit. So it makes it great for beginners because you don't need to know how to handle slime for this one to end up being, you know what I mean. You don't have to know how to handle the slime and it won't be like a mess, and it'll still be really fun and it'll look like professional slime. This one is really nice to like wrap around. It looks really pretty, kind of like frosting when you do it. Like that. That's kind of something I really like to do with it, is like a drizzle. And it's nice to just pull apart and squeeze and everything. It's overall just a really good slime, a really good basic slime. It would probably be a good slime for kids, or anyone who's new to slime, or anyone who just really wants one that's just smooth and soft. And the color is really pretty. I really like the color. It blends in with my table a lot. This is a new table I got for recording ASMR. It's like a fold-up table. And I really like the color lavender. So. And if you hold it far away from yourself, like I'm doing right now, I literally can't smell it. And even if you don't like the smell of lavender, you get used to it. I see another cat hair in the slime. Alright, let's move on to the next one. We're gonna put this one away. Once again, that was Lavenfluff. If you want a slime like this, I'm assuming they will have fluff in the name. I know I saw a green one, but I can't remember what it was called off the top of my head. I did order these quite a while ago, around Christmas time. And that's why I only got 3, because there was a lot of Christmas themed ones, and I didn't want any Christmas themed ones. They were sold out a lot, and there weren't a whole lot of options, but I'm assuming when it's not around Christmas time, it's definitely different. And I like the slimes I got from this brand, so I'll definitely shop from them again. The next one that I got, I was really excited about. It's called Vapor Balm, and it's an icy slime. I was really excited about it because if you can't tell from the label, it is based off of Vicks VapoRub, and I gotta say, it smells exactly like Vicks VapoRub, and I love it. If you don't like the smell of Vicks VapoRub, do not get this one because it is decently strong. I love the smell of it so much. And it was my first ever icy slime, and I was really excited about that. The only slimes I got before at the other stores were like clear slimes and a kind of butter slime. So this is the most experimental one I ever got, I guess you could say. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's really soft sounding. And it's kind of wet. It's very soft. You can really pull it and squish it. You can't really play with it the same way you can the other one. When you stretch it apart, you have to be slow and concise. I think it's a little bit less of a beginner one, but it's nothing like crazy. It's nothing too difficult. It smells great, and it's very fun to drizzle. I would say that's definitely the most appealing part of this slime. I'll do a good drizzle for you in a second. I want to kind of get my camera to focus and show you what it looks like when you pull it apart. Oh, it's falling. It falls pretty quick. You can get a good idea of the consistency. It does break apart a little bit, like snaps, if you know what I mean. It's falling. It's hard to hold up to the camera when it falls. See, it kind of pulls apart like that. It doesn't do it too bad. As long as you're really particular with your movements. It's actually doing it a little more than usual right now, and I'm wondering if maybe it also needs activator. Maybe they've just been sitting too long, because it is actually doing it a lot more than it usually does. But if you're nice and slow, it's not too bad. And then drizzling it is just the best thing ever. It looks kind of like spider webs with fake snow in them. And a heads up, like any icy or cloud slime, it does have a little bit of fallout. It gets on your fingers and it'll get on whatever table you use. So do be mindful of that. It's breaking apart a lot more than it usually does. I wonder... I have this little slime guide because it gets a little confusing when to use activator or softener. It's saying the slime might be cold, so that might be why it's pulling apart. But I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of softener to it. And all this is water and vinegar. You can also use vegetable glycerin, especially if you don't want stinky vinegar smell in your slime. Just use a tiny bit of that. We'll just knead that in. It does feel decently cold. It was in a closet in my hallway, and I let my house get pretty cold, especially at night because I get hot really easily. So it's possible it's just cold right now. I can try to kind of warm it up. But the texture of this is really unique and it's really fun. It's slightly wet, it's really soft. Oh, I can feel the softener. It's doing something. I might have added too much. I am new to slime, so please bear with me if I make any mistakes. I'm still learning, and I'm definitely welcome to any advice in the comments that you might have. Oh, I might have made this worse. Whoops. Yeah, it's changed texture a lot. Oh no. I do really apologize for that. I wonder if it was just cold. I'm not 100% sure. It's still drizzling really nicely. I didn't get to show you guys a drizzle before I messed with the texture, but this looks exactly how it usually looks when I drizzle it. It looks like light snow. And my favorite part about doing that is feeling the texture. It's really fluffy and soft, almost like fur kind of. It seems like the texture feels pretty normal. There's actually less residue right now. The part that I can't figure out is now when I'm pulling it, it's ripping really easily, which it doesn't usually rip quite that easily. See, like that? It doesn't usually rip that easily. Please, if you know a solution to that or like what's causing that, let me know in the comments. This was my first time ever adding any activator or softener to it, so I know that wasn't the issue. I don't know if it was just cold or it was left in my closet too long. It hasn't even been a month since I got it, so I don't think it's old. Not sure what the issue is. But let me try doing some drizzles for you guys. Oh, jeez. Like I said, I do really apologize for that. Was not as good of a drizzle as usual. Sorry, the shot's a little high up. When I do drizzle it, I can usually never get the full piece. But I can get quite a lot of it if I keep adding it on there. I love drizzling it because the texture it creates is so nice. Like I said, it's like fuzzy kind of, in like a wet, snowy way. And it feels really good in my hands. This one also feels good to squeeze between your fingers. It's got a very unique texture compared to the other one. Just like wet and icy and snowy. It really kind of lives up to its name. It doesn't usually rip that much. It does usually rip more than the purple, but not this bad. I'm not 100% sure what's going on. My table is pretty cold, and the slime still does feel pretty cold. I don't know if that's what's causing it. Hopefully I didn't mess it up too much with those add-ons. But I think we're gonna have to move on to the next slime, because it is tearing so much. Let me do just one more drizzle. Or try to, at least. So I usually, whenever it stops, I usually take the bit I have, and when it's not ripping this bad, usually I'll just keep drizzling more. It is more difficult right now just because it's ripping. That's good. Here's what it looks like up close. It's hard to focus on it with the camera, but it's very nice feeling. I love just petting it and then squeezing it. This one is nice. I don't usually play with it as long as the purple one, just because there's not much to do besides drizzle and kind of squeeze it and feel the texture. But it is very nice. And I do love the smell of it. It smells exactly like Fix Vapor Rub. The one thing about this brand is they make their containers too small for the slime. It just barely fits, and it does always stick out a little bit, even if it's not fluffed up. I can't even imagine trying to fit it in the containers fluffed up. The lid's a little bit raised to account for some of the volume, but it can be a little difficult sometimes to get on in there. That was Vapor Balm. And now for the last slime, my absolute favorite out of the three. This was so unexpected. Confetti Crunchies. I got it because I wanted a crunchy slime. And look at how it's so iridescent and shiny. It's beautiful. And I was not expecting to like it as much as I did. But it actually ended up being my absolute favorite. It looks like there's a bit of it stuck on here. The thing about this slime is, it is so easy to fluff up that it almost fluffs itself. So let me give you a close-up. The thing about this one is, it's the absolute best for ASMR. It's gonna be hard to get out with my nails. They're not glued on, I just have sticky tabs, so they come off easily, so I'm trying to be careful. I will give you a warning. This one does hurt a little bit when you first play with it, but it does fluff itself up so it stops hurting not too long after. My hands are a little bit sensitive, but you know, I wouldn't recommend getting it for like a little kid or anyone with really sensitive hands, just because it does hurt a little bit, at least at first. but the sound is so good. Right now it's not hurting as much as usual. I'm not sure if I've just gotten used to playing with it by now. The very first time I played with it, it hurt, but I figured out that if you do this, pull it apart, put it on itself, and then pinch the sides closed, if you do that over and over again, after only a couple times, it will start fluffing itself up. And like immediately, it's like already fluffing up. So that's a cool thing about it, is that it's so easy even if you're a beginner to fluff up. I will say, especially after you fluff it up, it does get tacky. So I would recommend having like a bowl of water. I have a little bowl of water right next to me, but I'm trying not to put too much on it because it's so cold. But like the slime is cold and the water's cold, so I don't want it to pull apart too bad. But yeah, I would recommend having some water so it doesn't stick to your hands, because it does get sticky quick. You can kind of see how sticky it looks, but it won't bother you. You can also lotion your hands. See, it's not sticking to my hands as long as I keep them moist the whole time. And the sounds are absolutely heavenly on this. Okay. Anyways, you don't need to know like any special tricks to make this sound good. Like all you do is just squeeze it or pull it apart, and it sounds great just from doing that. Oh, when I first got it, I used to be able to do really good bubble pops with it really easily, just by kind of doing the thing I showed you, just putting it over itself and pinching the sides. But I was only able to do that the first time I played with it, and I was able to do it over and over again. But now, it's a lot harder for me to get it to pop. Because when I pull it apart, it puts like holes, like that kind of. It gets holes in the, in between the slime, if that makes sense. I'm not 100% sure what caused it, but yeah, you see. I mean, obviously if I hold it there for very long, gravity takes it, but I'm doing that to try to show you. See that? Between the slime, there's lots of little holes. So I can't really trap air in there. And like I said, I'm not 100% sure what's causing it. Sometimes I can get them though, just from doing this trick where I pull it apart, put it on top of itself, pinch the sides. Sometimes I can get bubble pops, it's just not as often and it's not as easy as it was when I first played with it. As far as fallout goes, I don't really have any trouble with any of it falling out. A lot of slimes like this, they do, so it's actually pretty impressive. The texture, it kind of feels like a Rice Krispie treat, kind of like a homemade one. It's a really good texture. So that's what I like most about it. I like the sound too. Honestly, the sound, oh, my nail's coming off. The sound is honestly what I like most about it, but the texture is like really up there too. It's wrapped around all my little nails. Like both of them together, it's just great. And it doesn't hurt my hands at all. After I've done the folding pinching trick only about maybe 4 times. So it does not take much effort. And once it's fluffed up, it gets like louder and it gets lighter colored and there becomes like more of it a little bit and it gets softer. So it doesn't quite hurt, but you can still feel the texture of everything in it. And I will say, I just love feeling the texture. It's honestly a really great slime. It does get stickier and stickier the more you fluff it. So yeah, definitely recommend having a bowl of water. I'm gonna roll it into a little ball and kind of show you. I believe inside it looks to me like it has some semi-floam, the little white bit, and bingsu beads, which are the like cylinder shaped ones. And then not too many, but I think I see some, I'm forgetting what they're called, Fimos, I believe is what they're called. Like little flat stars, but there's not very many of those, which is probably why it's not too sharp. So I appreciate that there's not too many. Here's what it looks like up close. It's a lot more fluffed up now, so it's hard to see the bits inside of it. If you look at it when you first pull it out, it's a lot easier to see the inside. Because the more you fluff a slime, it's going to get more opaque. And it's going to get lighter in color. And there's going to be more slime than add-ons or add-ins. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, it gets super sticky. It's kind of like, I should call her. Kind of look to it. So it's very sticky. But I always keep water by me so I can just wet my hands. And then it comes off, and when my hands are wet, I can handle the slime and it doesn't stick. I plan on getting some vegetable glycerin here soon, because I've heard that it's really good for slimes, and also I've heard it's good for like your skin and hair and everything, so it's a good multi-purpose thing. Alright, I've got our little fallen comrades down here and all the slimes. I'm sorry if this was really chaotic. like I said, I am new to this. These are my very first, like, real slimes, so bear with me. But I hope that you have a good day or night or whatever time that it is for you. And if you are watching this video to sleep, then I hope that you have a good sleep. Good night. Good night.